greetings and good evening, all. Peace, namaste, hey. What's go on today? It is Thursday, August the 3rd, 2023. A flash of lightning just went off in the distance, and it is a little bit after 8 p.m., about 8:45 in the evening to be precise. Today is day 2 of this 30-day challenge, and yesterday I lapsed a little bit because the commute home was a disaster. A major route was closed and I had to find a detour through unfamiliar territory, and let's say the ride on my scooter was a little rough because of the terrain that I had to go through. I didn't know that there were so many undeveloped or broken up streets in our city. It was a little bit mind-blowing and eye-opening at the very same time. So it was interesting. It was a little bit of a stressful experience, but also overall a good learning one to know just, what's happening outside the familiar of what's going on. That being said, today the intention is to indulge in some stretching exercises, and I will do my best to keep this one a little bit shorter than the 30 minutes or 35 minutes from the other video. And hopefully you'll bear with me and be inspired to join in as well, even on your own time, or do something on your own that's inspired by my continued shenanigans. And hopefully my little rig with the microphone will douse any excessive hiss that might be in the atmosphere or in the air until I can get something better going on. So we'll see, and hopefully I will be able to upload this in the next few hours, depending on what goes on. I've also increased the lighting in this little area, so hopefully that too will be an improvement for your viewing and enjoyment. Alrighty, in the background I'm listening to some of my own supply. It is a, what do I call it, an AV compilation, so an audio-visual compilation made of videos and copyright-free music from the YouTube library, and I'll add a link in the section down there in case you might want to check it out. I think as I go through each one, which they're all learning experiences to my ears and eyes, they seem to be getting better, so hopefully, the YouTube algorithm will help promote or help send this out into the outer realms of the collective space. Okay, that being said, perhaps later Chewy will join us when we do some of the floor routine, and for now she's just chilling out in the middle of the room over here, waiting to see what will happen next. So without further ado, let's get on with the stretches, shall we? Because today I definitely feel like I need them, especially in my hands from all the trying to hold the bike steady through yesterday's ride. And I noticed earlier today and throughout the day as well that the joints and knuckles and whatnot felt very tight, so I had to spend some extra time just loosening them out and trying to get the energy flowing more fluidly through them. Alrighty, so enough of the chit-chat. Throughout this as well, I will also pause with the talking, so in case the hiss is pretty bad, we can drown it out with some cool music. And I'll try to do some sign language to communicate what is happening. And in case you will be interested in joining, I will try to do 5 of each movement, so we'll count it out, And if I lose track, well, I'll start over because that's what champions do. All right, first step. Oh, off with the glasses, sorry. They stuck in my hair. So in terms of stretching, I will start with what my body wants, and right now, it wants to do this. What I like about this stretch is it really releases tension that's stored up in this area and going all the way up to like the shoulder region. So, as with everything, just go as far as you can. So that's one. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I guess a good addition to this would be to hold each for 5 seconds as well. What? The words don't want to flow out in that position, but oh, I can already feel tension lifting off. It is such a nice sense of relief. Okay, so that was 5 for there. What else do we want to do now? Okay, I think we want to do some of this. And what that helped to stretch out is the muscles along here and along the shoulder, neck region as well. In keeping with that, let's do some just basic, more lightnings going off in the background. And what I'm stretching right now is my spine and lower spine area. I can really feel it loosening up and tension being released as well. So that's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. So that was good. I also felt a bit of a stretch in the hip and hamstring areas, which we will focus on next. So to do that, one of the moves I like to incorporate is a side-to-side motion. So, whichever side you feel more comfortable with, start there. Sometimes we get a little lost in trying to follow forms and prescribed ways of doing things, and we lose touch with what's actually going on. And while it's really good to have information and guidelines to follow, I think one of the most effective ways of learning is to experiment, explore, and see what happens when you do things your way, you know, and you follow the energy. Last night I had a very interesting or epiphanous thought, which I would like to share with you now, and it has to do with identifying or connecting with your energy. I know when I first began this practice many years ago, I really couldn't grasp, like, what do you mean move the energy and connect with the energy, right? When instructors and such would talk about this. But over time, I realized that it has something to do with becoming aware of what it feels like in different parts of your body, or our bodies, right? And once we're able to do that, then we have that aha, oh, now I know what they're talking about. So it's like, okay, how do I feel in this area? How do I feel in this area? How do I feel here, right? Once you're able to do that for everything, then you can be like, okay, so how do I make this feeling flow through the rest of me? Of course, easier said than done, but that's like a basic way of expressing what's actually happening, right? And it's something that helped me, so I figured I'd share it just in case. Alrighty, so here we are just leaning into the hip and there is some pressure on the knees, but it's not too much, nothing that's going to harm you. And again, you're only going as far as you can, so don't go past your limits. And each limit will be exceeded or like pushed forward as the development occurs. I think we did 5. Kind of lost count with talking, so I'll just wing it from there. Okay, so that was cool. In terms of another cool stretch for the hip area, we're going to use the assistance of the table here. And it's going to be leg lifts, but side leg lifts. And we'll do 5. So to do this effectively, what I like to do is cross over, so you plant your feet properly, center, and feel stable enough. And with the help of a table or something to lean on, could be even a wall or a chair or whatever, just cross over and lift. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that really releases stored up energy in this part of the hip and buttocks area. So I'm going to use this chair here. I'll give another angle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, one more for good measure. Alright, and it's really fascinating how moving our body helps the energy flow and helps to kind of squeeze out, if you may, tension that's stored up in different places. And once tension is released, then you feel like, whoa, I feel lighter, I feel younger and more vibrant, right? Especially those of us who are stuck all at the office or stuck in sedentary positions all day. It's like, no. I'm really frustrated by this position and how we're all being conditioned and corralled into just this form of life. I'm like, there is more to our existence than enter, screen. I'm like, that's so boring. But I know, technology, peace, namaste, love. Alrighty, so we did some side hip exercises and stretches. Now we're going to do some more for this area because, again, from sitting all day, we tend to lock this energy up, and once we can get it flowing, it helps us feel much better. So we're going to do, instead of side, we will do fronts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that was pretty good. For this one, we'll do from the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, so we did sides, fronts, did some arm stuff, did our core, did the side bends. If anyone has has any suggestions of what other kinds of stretches we can incorporate, please feel free to share. Sharing is caring. Okay, for the next set, we're going to go down onto the floor and yeah, just give me a second. Let me adjust the camera. Okay, so we're down to like 1 bar on the camcorder, and I don't know why, but this follows me wherever. So we're going to try and do this quick fast. Now, good stretch that I like to do that helps to relieve tension in the hamstrings and calf areas is basically lean forward. So it's like half sit-ups, basically. Oh, and I can feel that in my lower spine as well. Oh boy, that feels awesome. Now I've been doing this for a while, and I have built-in muscle memory, so I can go as low as this. Just do whatever feels comfortable. If this is the further you can go, just stop there and just enjoy it and feel, just allow yourself to feel what's happening with your body. So that's 1. 2, and of course, exhale and make those weird grunty noises and whatnot, because that too is expelling stress. I'll say that's 3, but I think it's 4. 4 and 5. Alright, so that felt good. That actually really loosened up the lower spine, which I'm grateful for. Okay, moving right along. Another cool stretch that helps with this area is one of these. So you kind of bend your legs like this. The lightning activity is picking up. Boy, howdy. And then stay down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's for 1. So in addition to hamstring and calves, I'm also feeling a really good stretch in the, what do you call this, side of the, of my back. So that's 5, and then we switch it up because we need balance or harmony. Alright, so that was pretty good. Let's move right into, what else? Let's do something like this. Which, well, I know there are various reasons why we would do these types of lifts, but I consider it a stretching exercise or a stretching move. So we're just going to get into this type of plank position or reverse plank position. And we'll just do a few lifts and lowers for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, push myself. I think I can get it up to 2, but we'll stop with 5 right now. And from this position, so what that did was kind of release this, some tension in, again, this area, because this is a big area that tends to get locked in to the sedentary position quite frequently, right? Okay, so now that we've done that, I'll move up here, and we will do some reverse stretches, which make it easy. We'll lift a leg, and we'll stretch. Hold for 5. So if you keep your toes pointed upwards, the stretch is pretty easy and straightforward. If you tilt the foot down like this, it increases the tension of the stretch. So it stretches even more, and that feels really good. For 5, and do it on this leg quickly before the camera runs out. Ah! Right, so since this is day 2, we're not too concerned with maintaining excellent or proper form. Right now it's about learning the basics, making the mistakes, trying to figure out what's going on. Right? As we progress slowly, the form and posturing will fall into place naturally. I think some of us, or some, when we begin and we're learning from professional instructors and whatnot, get a little intimidated, and we're kind of caught up in trying to learn the proper forms and whatnot without really understanding, okay, like, what is going on? What's a go on? Is a very important question, and we ought to ask ourselves all the time. Oh, this feels so good right here. I highly recommend you try this. I think that's 4. We'll do one more. All right, so that's for 5, and moving from that, we'll just move right into this position. Now, do what feels comfortable. You can put your arm here. You can keep your arm on the side. I like to plant my arm here and my hand in front of me to maintain some sort of stability. And what we're going to do is 5 leg lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, that's a really nice stretch for this area. And next side, we're almost finished. Same thing, a nice stable foundation for 5. All right, we made it through 5. That's awesome. So this area is also nice and stretched out, and the tension has disappeared. Yay! And from there, move into something like this. Okay, start like this. Walk forward, 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 forward. It's funny. Sometimes when I'm looking at my feet like this with my hands right there, I'm like, wow, hands and feet are kind of, they're like the same, but slightly different, right? And I'm sure many of you have noticed that as well. And it just really strikes me as funny. And one more. I think we're going to end this right after. Oh, yeah. Boy. And there we have it. A pretty basic but very effective stretching routine of sorts. Now, I don't have this written down in any way, and never is a session the same. It's part of how I do things. It's just let the energy lead me. I like to allow my energy to be my guide. But first, before we can do that, we need to identify what is our energy, right? So that's part of what becoming aware of the difference between thoughts, and feelings, and what else? I guess thoughts and feelings, right? And once we can figure out that little nuance of difference, then we get that, oh, okay, now I'm getting somewhere. So, I hope you got something out of this. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Please always feel welcome to share some comments, give it a like if you enjoyed any of this, and yeah, thank you for visiting. I really do appreciate. Till we meet again next time. Stay well. Stay great. Peace out for now. Whoa! Okay, if there is any more juice in the battery, I'll turn the camera over to outside to see if I can get you some views of the thunder and lightning show that's about to begin.